What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players for the first time in Chapter 5, Season 4, going over what they do well, what they could do differently, and just how the game plays out in Season 4. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of Season 4. We've had a decent amount of time to kind of play and adjust to it now, and obviously Fortnite has made changes as well to like the balance of certain items. At this point, it's probably the most I've enjoyed playing in it's probably the most I've enjoyed playing Fortnite in Chapter 5. At the launch of the season, I was not the biggest fan, but with like a lot of the balance adjustments that have come through, I think it's gotten a lot better. And with how much mobility is in the game right now, I think it's really fun to play. I'm already going the Raft this game just because it was early and I figured it'll be hot. I really do not like this POI at all. I feel like this is the rattiest POI in Fortnite history. It is obviously very sought after because it has the scan medallion and the mythic striker burst rifle. But because of that, I feel like typically a lot of people land here. They play slow to third party the boss and everything. And then also there's a decent amount of POIs in the surrounding area that are just decent spots to land in their own right. And you typically will have decent timing into the Raft. So like you have to worry about people third partying from Sandy, from Grim, maybe even Brutal if they're fast enough. Like, so I feel like landing at this POI is rough. That player is quite weak. I would want to force this. Unfortunately, the guard is kind of griefing them. That's so unfortunate. I feel like if the guard wasn't there, they would have had the freest kill ever on that superhero skin, but the guard kind of like threw them off. Now they're getting shot in the back. I don't know why they keep shooting the guard. This is GG's for this player. They kept shooting the guard, and I don't know why. Now we're going to be on board with Certified Mike. One of the things I really like about this season, I feel like, is that every POI is really viable with like every POI spawning the Avengers chest. And the Avengers chest give you a guaranteed Avengers item. And so if you want to get a jetpack, getting the Avengers chest is one of the most consistent ways to do so. You can get it from regular looting, so it's not like you need to get the Avengers chest, but I would highly recommend learning where all the Avengers chest spawns are in the POIs you enjoy landing at. That way you can just get one of those as fast as possible and hopefully get the jetpack. This right here is a Doom chest. The Doom chests don't have good odds of giving Marvel items or Avengers items, but they do give 2 weapons typically of good rarity. So like early on, I prioritize the Marvel chest, but once I have I prioritize the Avengers chest, but once I have a jetpack, that's when like the Doom chests really raise in priority for me. I feel bad for this player's loadout. They currently have 3 SMGs, or I guess 5 SMGs, and the Monarch pistol. No shotgun, and that's going to be GG's for them because this other player got a shotgun and they took a little bit too long to rearrange their inventory or whatever they were doing. But yeah. Dang, everyone's toxic in this lobby. I think the player that eliminated me emoted on me, and then now this player's emoting on them. Notice nobody has done a single thing to the boss yet. That's what I was saying about this just being the rattiest POI ever. I feel like I land Grem a lot and then come to the Raft, and I'll like clear Grem, fight several players, get here, and there's still just like several people hiding in various cells, like waiting for somebody else to shoot Emma Frost. I'm gonna just went through the lasers, and I believe that marks you. Unfortunately, the marks don't show on Spectator, but I'm pretty sure the player that would have went through those lasers is marked. I would want to get involved here because like there was just 2 players shooting shotguns there. Odds are the person that survived that is pretty weak. So just getting in there with a gatekeeper of your own. They're also drinking minis. This is a freest kill. Just get it. Thank you. Holy, that gave me anxiety. But there was 2 players fighting low ground. Both shot their shotgun. I heard 2 different shotguns shooting. That means the winner of the fight is probably going to be pretty weak. And then also they were drinking mini shields, which is also a pretty good indicator that they're weak. Because if they're drinking minis, they have less than 50 shield. This Pilly is going to be dead. GG's. That's just, yeah. I feel like that Pilly was just a timing merchant. Like, they got decent timing on a few people, but especially with how much they were aiming with the Gatekeeper shotgun, there are some situations where it's okay to aim, but like, they seemed very connected to that. Like, it seemed like they thought the only way they were going to hit a shot was if they aimed in. And aiming with a shotgun can be okay, but if you need to hit shots, then you're probably not going to have decent aim in situations like what we saw there where the player's jumping around. In a season with this much mobility that's this chaotic, that's rough. So I don't know if letting that player heal was the play there. They do have dashes, so they could have dashed into that bubble and just like barrel stepped them with the gatekeeper. But as I've already touched on before, this POI is so ratty. No one has gone for the boss yet. It's just been everyone crouch walking around each other. There was a much better shotgun on that Peely, but I think they were just more concerned about getting out of the area after eliminating the Peely, which isn't the worst play. That gray superhero has got to be full health by now. It seems like the player we're currently spectating is just like hoping that the superhero goes to fight Emma Frost and then they can third party then. Obviously, they can't know how weak that superhero was when they just saw them in the bubble healing. But for me, I would have really jumped on that because that player is obviously weak, like they're healing. And I would like to get the medallion and then get out of here, you know? Like just waiting forever. Sure, you could get great timing and just eliminate somebody after they eliminate the boss. But also, like I talked about at the start of the video, this is a very high value POI. Other people are going to be rotating into here. Like, so maybe they get great timing. Someone eliminates Emma Frost. They could just third party them, get the medallion and the mythic striker burst for free. But then other third parties show up and then death upon y'all is unable to play the game. Like, getting out of these boss POIs quick is something that I heavily prioritize. Like, I don't want to be just waiting here all game. There's somebody on that big loot pile on the other side of this wall. You can hear him picking up weapons, but instead of doing anything when that person was looting, they just chose to sit in this jail cell. I feel like we're witnessing like Fortnite RP. Like everyone just sits in jail cells in the Raft. What do you know? They would have had a free kill if they just creeped up, or a free shotgun shot if they just creeped up on this person while they're looting. But instead they chose to do nothing. And then Shuri gets the kill. And we're seeing more and more people just continuously float into this POI. This player has time to pop another big, I think. They did hit the Mysterio with the shield, but I feel like that time has gone and passed. The Mysterio might be pushing them now. This is so awkward. Gonna Captain America shield, but each time this player throws the shield, they're susceptible to getting beamed. I like kind of dropping down like that. But I love fighting people that use the shield at this point. Like if they try to block like this, you just beam it and just like destroy their block super easily. And then if they go up in the air and throw it at you like that, you can just spray them the whole time. And they do 50 damage. If you're using an AR, like you should get more than 50 damage each time. Unfortunately, Mysterio was using the Monarch pistol, and that's a very all or nothing weapon. If they hit the shot, things would have been going great for them. But they miss the shot and then they just get nothing there. Whereas like I feel like the average level of the AR is just higher. It's not as high highs, but it's also not as low. So you're gonna hit some of the shots. And if they had hit some shots on that Shuri, that's potentially like the fight. You saw how weak they were at the end of it. Will somebody finally fight Emma Frost? One of the nice things about her, you see that her knee is like red. When she goes into this stone form, she has a weak point that you can shoot. And if you shoot the weak point, you do a bunch of damage. So I feel like you can actually eliminate her really quickly. If you just like spray the weak points out. Now I don't like this. This player is killing the guards, which sometimes I will do as well. But they're putting themselves in a very vulnerable spot here. And none of their guns are loaded if a third party does come in. Like if a third party shows up, what are they gonna do? Because like they're stuck in this corner. Nothing's loaded. Okay, now they get a scan. One of the great things about this boss medallion being a scan is that you pick it up and you just immediately get a scan. And with this being a POI that's so heavily trafficked or third partied, having that scan after eliminating the boss is just great. Like you just immediately know if there's anybody on you. It will mark guards as well, but the guards get marked with a triangle and enemy players get marked with a diamond. And as you see, there is currently 15 opponents remaining. Bunkers are opening and someone is finally leaving the Raft. I feel like this match was like exceptionally long in terms of like just nobody clearing it. Usually it doesn't take that long, but it is just a messy, weird POI. I feel like just because it's just such a like a claustrophobic, cramped, inferior POI. Pickaxe trick would have been great right there. 100 damage plus start hitting that player with the pickaxe. They are forced out of that car and into a situation where like things are bad for them really quickly. I'm gonna throw the shield at the bush. And this is what I was talking about before. Like they get AR'd here and they take a lot of damage back. like that, the person that died there was just way too weak to be able to really like turn that fight. But you saw how like quickly the Shuri went down to 40 shield. That's 50 overshield. That's 100 damage just right there in a time where they got 50. And they were weak enough, or they had the opponent weak enough to where like they could just keep taking that trade. But my point is, like, I feel like a lot of players when fighting the shield players, they just kind of like panic and do nothing. But if you just shoot them back, like, it's not a good weapon in a 1v1. I think where the shield thrives is just really chaotic situations, or like really chaotic situations in team game mode. If you're fighting a 4v4 and there's like a bunch of people flying around and throwing the shield, then like, yeah, I guess that's rough. But in just a straight up 1v1, I think it's actually a pretty like bad item to go to. And we'll see if the Shuri ever gets punished for it during the course of this match. Nine opponents remaining. Mysterio Medallion's on the ground. That's not too surprising. You can ram the shield into this gold. It's a little faster than just breaking it. Personally, I wouldn't be too concerned about this gold. You see the player has 4,700. Like, their game's not ruined if they have 200 less gold, but that is what it is. 300 less gold, my bad. I would want to get over here because I think those Medallion players just fought. I think the Mysterio Medallion will stay on the ground, though. It's typically pretty low priority for players to get that. But I would like to have the Siphon Medallion. This season, I like having Siphon and Scan. I think both are very good. Bloody is dead. 6 people left. Not really sure what they're gonna do. I would go for the Medallion player, but not everybody wants to just play super aggro like that. I didn't mean to switch players actually to trigger when I was trying to zoom in on the map. No, man. I don't know why Fortnite is so weird with spectating swapping players. They like won't let me spectate the person we were previously watching. It's like crazy. There's only so many people left in this lobby and I can't get to the one I want to watch. The Shuri is on them. I guess we'll just stay on board here. They're trying to run away from the fight. We didn't get to see the intro to that. I apologize. Like, the triggers are very sensitive on the controller. I'm not really sure what this person is doing. I guess they're going island. I want to see what their like loadout is. Hopefully they get out of the car soon. Not bad. And they have the Siphon Medallion as well. I think they're wanting to rift. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but that's my guess, is that they want to rift on the island. They don't want to take the zipline up. Which I agree with. The zipline makes it more possible for the enemy to be immune. Just scan just happened, so that Shuri is going to know where they are. We'll see what the Travis Scott does. I think he's just going to land on her. She's on the tower. What's going on? Alrighty then. I thought he was going to land in the house and beam her. Fortnite players confused me. So now he's going to rift again. You saw there he rifted and then did nothing with it. Let's see if he does something with this rift. Okay, now is he landing on the tower? Okay. Someone just came with the zip though. That's the Shuri with the scan medallion that we were previously spectating. They live with 29 HP. Again, imagine a world where that instead of using the Monarch pistol, the Travis Scott just used their AR and hit a bullet or two on that Shuri before she landed on him. That's GG's, you know? Like, using the Monarch pistol on people using the shield does not make very much sense to me. I think he probably hits at least one shot on her. Would it have been enough with the striker AR rarity? I don't know. But, like, 2 shots, I feel like definitely would have been enough for him to, like, kill the Shuri. But she just ended up winning that fight because he wanted to use the Monarch pistol. Three rifts. I don't think she lands back though. I'm actually surprised. I thought she was just gonna leave and then try to get a med kit or something later down the line. There's also a lot of barrels in Grim Gate, which may or may not have been destroyed yet. This island is not gonna be in zone though. I don't know what they're trying to do. As soon as like a player AR, it's a Shuri, I feel like she's dead. But I don't know if there's like, there's only 4 people left in the lobby, so like I don't really know if anyone's gonna take advantage of it, you know? It's kind of an awkward situation for that other player. Oh, this is GG's probably. 50 health total. This is an AI, I think? Maybe not. Yeah, okay, GG's. Jeffrey Jr. gets the kill. But that wasn't really Jeffrey's kill to get. He just capitalized on bad timing. The other player shockwaved onto you. Stop looting, stop. Oh my gosh. So, I believe Phoenix here shot that Shuri in the back. And then Jeffrey capitalized on that and killed the Shuri. But should have been aware that that person they just killed was getting shot in the back. So I feel like, you know, getting a weapon or two, especially getting the scan medallion would have been great in that situation. Because then you'll get a scan right away. But playing for the fight is typically so much better than playing for the loot. Like, I don't know why people are still desperating loot in that situation. Like, it's so stressful, this match. 2 players remain, though. They may or may not be real. Phoenix, I assume, wins this game. I think he beamed that Shuri with the Ranger pistol. The pistol is not bad. I personally just use the Striker versus, or the Striker AR this season. Like, that's my preferred spray weapon. But you saw that Shuri go down quick with him shooting her in the back with the Ranger pistol. Gonna grief these cars. I feel like this isn't really necessary, but it's also like, it's not the end of the world. Like, he's giving away his location, but like, he's got 2 medallions anyways. People are gonna know he's here. And like I already said, the last 2 people may or may not be real. I feel like it's very frequent. The final few players are AI. Especially when you have like fights like that around medallions and then like medallion players coming into zone. Like, most people that were proactive in this match were probably trying to like third party that once they saw all the medallions like in storm, you know? When you see all the medallions in storm on islands, like, you know they're probably going to come in this way. And so you just try to hold them. Got to scan. It happens every 50 seconds. I didn't see what the timer was, but probably at 10 seconds or so, like 30 seconds from now, they will get another scan. Knowing when you're gonna get a scan, it's not something I keep track of all the time, but in in-game, I sometimes do kind of like pay attention to when my scan happens, how much time is on the clock, and then subtract that from 50, and then that amount of time into the next zone is when you'll get a scan. Unless that timer is more than 50, but typically it's not for in-game. So yeah, 45 seconds-ish into the next zone, he'll get another scan. So that's like 25-ish. At 25-ish, he'll get one, I think, roughly. Oh, there's somebody in that bush. Did they get in his car? I'm confused. There was definitely... Okay, yeah, they got in his car. So if somebody gets in your car like this, I feel like you want to just try to get out and see if they get out and then get back in. Okay, they swapped seats. Now you can do the pickaxe trick if you wanted. Although doing it on somebody that's full HP is rough. He got 60 damage. That's not bad. 80, 40. Okay. This person is very weak. I don't know why he got out there. If you're the one pickaxing, they're often going to get out of the car. But what you want to do is stay in the car, continuing to hold your pickaxe swing button until the car is like rolled past them enough to the point where they just can't get back in like that. Because a lot of times when the driver is getting pickaxe, they'll just juggle getting in and out of the car. But you want to wait until the car rolls away from them enough to where they can't just easily get back in, and then you get out and shoot them. But the pressure he got in that fight might be enough to just win it. Like, this person is constantly on the back foot now. Very, very weak. I think like one shot. Unfortunate. Hopefully the other player is an AI for these players' sake, because the third party cleanup might be possible. What am I watching? There's no jetpack fuel. He got a scan, so you should know exactly where they are. And like, I don't know why this scan doesn't show for spectator. It's kind of unfortunate. 81 blue. Alright, GG's. No, it's a 1v1 and I make... Oh, no. I just jinxed this player. He's got 60 health left. He's got full flashes, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make use of them. No. Electrono Gamer gets the win. I was about to say that with how long that fight was, I very much expect the final player to be an AI, because I was already expecting them to be an AI with how much of a nothing end game that was. But that just goes to show that sometimes getting way too tunnel visioned on a single player can just full lose you the match. Like, he was over chasing that Calamity. It took too long for him to get the kill, and then Electrono Gamer just ends up cleaning up the final fight. But that is going to be it for this video. That was a very interesting match to spectate. As always, if you guys did find this to be informative, helpful, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.